was in the vacuum of that moment. Yes, that was his fault.
You have to throw someone out.
I know. Hold on, but no. But I thought you meant when he dropped it when he was standing up when he could have got the guy.
Okay, well that was bad enough.
I was gonna say in the vacuum of that moment, yes, it was his fault, but I didn't really think about that. Yeah, they got 7 stolen base.
How do you not throw one guy out?
And
even the guy stealing third.
I was gonna say at least
they
get the guy.
Third.
At least get the guy going to third.
Oh my
At least get the guy going to third.
He didn't even get that good of a jump.
I know.
And then he did the Vince Carter swag dance. Yeah. You got to do swag if you're doing that stuff.
You know what I also like is the A's. The only thing I like about the A's and the Giants right now is the fact that when they were winning, they were doing the Daniel Bryant yes, and the crowd.
Yeah.
Whether you admit it or not, you probably watch wrestling.
Oh yeah.
It's just I've come to that truth.
Yeah.
In this world.
Everyone has come to a point where they've been.
Well, I was gonna say no. I've come to this truth.
Yeah.
You either admit that you watch wrestling, or you watch wrestling and you don't admit
it. You actually go out of your way to not admit it.
Yeah. So I feel like there's no one in this world, give or take 1%.
Yeah.
That doesn't watch wrestling, and the 1% I mean like you don't have a TV.
Yeah.
You don't know what wrestling even is.
I've watched a couple WrestleManias, whatever.
Yeah. See.
They've been around.
If anything, you've seen WrestleMania.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah. I know some of the guys. I know John Cena decided to be an actor, which is funny. I'm gonna move this.
I was gonna say everyone has their either John Cena or Hulk Hogan in their generation, which is scary because those guys are buffoons.
They're weird. Okay, so we'll do.
So I figured. Wow, I was right with KC, but how right was I?
No, you were right. We'll do last week's recap. And then we'll go right into pick 'em. We'll do our picks.
Yeah. Like at this point in the week, I'm just like, am I doing in the basement? Yeah. Is this a YouTube video? Am I on Aggie Talk? Like, what is going on right now?
A whole bunch of shit.
No, this is my week. It was today's Wednesday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
Okay. Yesterday, I was on Aggie Talk from 7 to 9, right?
Yes.
I went straight to my buddy Mike's house.
Okay.
Recorded like a 5-6 minute YouTube video talking about Hussein Abdullah and how fucking stupid the referees are.
Yep, the NFL sucks.
Yeah, the NFL came out with an apology. But
That's not good enough.
You know what's better than an apology? What I've seen before?
Yeah.
A referee going, I threw the flag, and then be like, oh, whoa, he's praying, he's not celebrating.
I'll pick it up.
Go back, pick it up, literally say to the camera, there was no flag on the play.
Yeah.
There is no flag for that celebration.
Sorry for being an asshole.
Not even that. Just say those two things.
Yeah.
And the next day, everyone still talks about it. It's still the lead.
Yeah.
But then we laugh at how silly that was.
Yep.
At least they fixed it.
Yep.
And then
at least they got it right.
Whatever. And then the NFL could still come out with an apology.
But the NFL doesn't get things right.
No.
You know that.
Oh my God. And you know what?
You know that.
It's just like what? 8 of 8.
They're
batting 1,000 on fucking up within their own like, oh my God, within their own control.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
What is this? 27, 26?
27.
Oh my gosh.
At least the NFL has a strong leader who's uncorrupt. At least they got that going for them.
Oh, Pete Rozelle hasn't been commissioned for a long time.
Pete Rozelle.
You know who's laughing? Pete Rozelle's laughing right now.
Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure Paul Tagliabue in his crazy old mind. What is he? He's like 90, isn't he? I'm sure he's laughing too.
You know what? I don't know if he's laughing really, because I feel like he's gonna forever be like the independent consultant, like leader, no matter what. And he's just like, I'm like commissioner without being paid the commissioner money right now.
You know who gets paid commissioner money?
The commissioner.
Roger Goodell.
The buffoon. Remember when he came out as like, boom, hammer, and like everyone's like, whoa, this is gonna be different, and this is gonna be awesome because he is actually a leader that the public and the owners can get behind.
He's not afraid of discipline.
And then fail.
Yeah.
Not just fail, but like epic fail.
Epic public failure.
Like epic fail. Jiminy Christmas. Arm to record.
Mics are on, they're not up.
Not up yet, no. all I really care about is seeing that guy. Oh, I lie. I care about seeing that guy too.
Hey, it's Tom Brady. When the Royals tied it in the ninth, they tied in the ninth, right? Yeah, they tied in the ninth. It was either 8th or the 9th. When the Royals tied it,
It was 9th, by the way.
I tweeted in all caps, Tom Brady sucks.
What?
I was very proud of myself.
Why? Why did you? I don't understand. That's awesome.
And then when the guy stole third base,
Tom Brady still sucks.
No, I was gonna tweet Jamal Charles, but I didn't want to do that. So I thought that would have been too much of a stretch. But look, anything to make Patriots fans miserable.
Another, you know what?
Makes me happy.
The 7th stolen base, you should be like, another touchdown by Jamal Charles.
Yeah. Hey, the Chiefs are still scoring. Crazy. All right, we good? Recording. Mics are up.
Mics
we only
are
got
up.
that mic up. We don't have to worry about that mic.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna.
Here, put the mic over here. Blah 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 blah. No.
Hold on, you know what? Alright, we're gonna record on that. I don't know what I did to this, and I'm not happy with it, so. Dang it, where am I? Jeez, you know what? Okay, let's just see what let's see what it sounds like.
Yeah, do like a dry run.
Hey! Welcome to the basement. Sean and the Heckler. What's up, Sean?
It's good. It works, right? It works. Yay, it works. It works, guys.
Alright.
YouTube, it works.
Oh, the phone. No, not that one. God damn it. God damn it.
What does that message say?
This is a file warning.
Well, let's try it again. Let's try recording.
Well, it recorded. Just trying to figure out why it's not making a sound.
Press play.
No, look, there's sound. You see what I'm saying? But it's not coming out of the speaker right now, and I don't know why. Oh, the trials and tribulations of our lives.
Well, we know it's picking up sound. That's good. You just can't hear it. That's not good. Computer's on. Are there headphones plugged in somewhere? Or doesn't look like it.
No. God damn it. Whatever. You know what? We're just gonna.
Well, I trust that we'll be able to get the computer to make sound as long as it's catching what we're saying, and clearly it is.
Yeah, I agree. Just make sure that this one's good too.
Yeah, we'll practice this one.
Hey, what's going on? Sean the Heckler. Can you hear us? Alright. understand with that one.
Yeah, there's no sound waves.
Say something.
Yeah, I'm here. We're here. We're all here. We're all having a good time. There's no sound waves, though. That's a problem. Does it have to be on track 2 or track 1?
You know what? This wasn't on. Wait, I didn't turn this back on.
Oh, okay. We'll try it again.
Hey, Sean the Heckler, here in the basement. What's going on?
We're good. It works. Sound waves. Yay. Hit play. See if we can hear that one back.
Turn the computer back on. It's going.
Yeah. That sound. All right. Let's just trust that the sound works, and we'll work on getting the computer to make the sound. Because clearly it's picking everything up.
I realize. I just,
Yeah, trust in technology is not invested. All right.
You know what? If it's not one thing, it's another with us, right?
Thing, exactly.
It's just.
All right, you lead us in.
Retarded. All right. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the basement. Oh, I didn't turn the goddamn mic on again. You know what, YouTube? This week, YouTube's just be laughing at us like, you fucking idiots. And by you, I mean DK. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the basement. And you know what that means? It's our new date, new time, Wednesday. We're recording this in the afternoon. You'll probably hear it in the evening, though.
Hopefully.
I am David DK Kim, joined with my partner in crime, as always, Sean Steimel. Sean, first of all, how are you doing?
Doing good. Happy to be back.
Second of all,
yes,
I would like to say a wholehearted, I don't know if I said this last week or not, but congratulations to the Sacramento Republic FC for taking the, I want to say, US Pro USL?
USL Pro.
Dang it, I had all the right letters and the words.
You had it.
But congratulations on that championship.
I
actually saw it on TV when I was eating at El Burrito.
Very nice.
A local establishment here in Davis.
Yep.
And you guys basically dominated that game once you guys started scoring.
Yeah, it was the 2 seed against the 8 seed, so most like a 2 against a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament. So we were supposed to win the game. That first goal came in, I want to say, the 40-something minute, and after that, it was kind of just, we dominated. So.
You think it came in the 47th minute because, at 0-0 in a championship game, when it's 2 versus 8, it's almost like, oh my God, we gotta score. But once that first goal goes in, you're like, oh.
The longer it stayed scoreless, the more worried we got, and it was also, we had a lot of scoring chances early.
Oh, okay.
We're not scoring, we couldn't finish. And then we got to finish, and it was a lot of fun.
And on top of that, that's almost just like the cake, the icing on the cake is potentially moving up to the MLS next year, right? Along with Orlando.
I doubt it would happen next year, but it was kind of funny because we got a second goal in like the 85th minute just to seal it, and after the final whistle blew, the whole stadium started chanting MLS, MLS, and the USL Pro executives were there, like the commissioner was there, the executive board was there, and they heard what was happening. So it was interesting. It's good. Everything that happened is good for the organization. I don't know when it's going to be MLS. At this point, I'm really no authority to say it, but from what I can tell, it's a matter of when rather than a matter of if we go MLS. I doubt it'll happen next year because it's not just Orlando going. There's another team coming in. And if you're a professional league, you don't want to put 3 teams in. You'd rather put 4 or 2.
That's true.
I would say it's the year after.
Because I'm thinking, with the great success in TV coverage that the game between, say, San Jose and LA Galaxy get, I could only imagine if there was a team even closer than the Galaxy who was once affiliated with them in the MLS, the USL Pro. Why do I want to keep putting the L at the end? I don't even understand. But I feel like that would make more of a dynamic regional rivalry, like
we even played LA Galaxy 2 on our semifinal game. Okay. And it was a Sacramento LA match.
Okay, nice.
They were the 2,
I didn't realize that LA had a team in the
they have a
USL Pro.
Most MLS teams are now considering putting a reserve team. So basically the guys who don't play for their team but are too good to be just, on their own on a different team, they're going to start having, like feeder teams basically play in this league. So it's going to be interesting.
That's got to be good for both leagues, though.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Because, it expands, gives more coverage a little higher talent on both levels.
The fact that Sacramento Republic FC won the league the first year, it brought so much attention to this league that now MLS teams are taking notice and are going to join the league, and it's going to boom. I think next year USL Pro is adding 7 teams, I want to say.
Really?
So it's getting larger. It's going to be a much bigger deal, which is going to be very, very interesting.
And I mean, I'm not what you would call a fan of the Sacramento sports teams. Obviously, I come from down south, so I mean, I kind of make fun of the Kings all the time.
Neither am I.
No, but what I was going to say is, if I say that, I prefaced it because, yet I know how fanatic Sacramento can be about their sports teams, the River Cats, the Kings, the FC.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that MLS is watching not just the soccer team, but how fervent the Kings fans usually are, and how fervent the Sacramento River Cats fans usually are. So I'm sure they're taking that into account as well, because you want a good base in the California area, another one anyway, so that, that fervor for soccer that me and you've been talking about the last couple of months, you're like, it's here, and I'm saying, whoa, let's just wait, let's pump our brakes a little bit. But I can see, but more so than when we started all these episodes long ago, and I was very skeptical when I started. Yeah. And now you can see the little, a little evolution in my mind. But I can now see on the horizon USA Soccer and it being permanent.
Yeah, it's going to be a big
And I've never seen that before. It's usually, that shining star in the distance where you're like, man, it's really bright, but I can only see it every time there's, no clouds in the sky, or I'm in the country somewhere.
That star comes up every 4 years.
Exactly.
It's very weird, yeah.
But I can see it now,
yeah.
being a support your club and country kind of thing, here in the States. Maybe not as feverishly as elsewhere, but
it'll get there.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it'll get there. This championship was a big deal, so it was a lot of fun. I got to be on the field the entire game,
nice,
and the championship celebration was a lot of fun. So
you know what I think is helping the fervor for soccer though here in California especially.
What is?
As hockey, I think, grows in acceptance in California as well, as the Ducks and Kings do well, along with the Sharks.
Well, the Kings are a different level of doing well.
You know what I'm saying? Like as all 3 of those teams do better, and you understand more rules like offsides and this, that, and the other. It translates when you watch soccer too, because you're like, I get that. That kind of makes sense in the attack here in the zone there. So I think they're both helping the culture out each other cross-culturally, and helping them both rise together.
I also think the implosion of the National Football League is helping both of those other sports too.
Oh man, you know what? They had an opportunity this Sunday.
They had so much opportunity,
not even to fix it. They had a chance on Monday night to lead the news on Tuesday with a positive. The NFL got it. They fixed compared to where they were, for the last month. Okay,
well, where they were the last month anywhere is up.
Exactly. And yet, while trying to climb out of the 3 feet hole that they're not really stuck in, they tripped and fell and ate mud again.
It's the NFL. It's the National Football League. That's how it's run. That's how we're doing. So.
Here's the thing. I know everyone knows what we're talking about, so that's all I got to say about that. I'm done ranting about that. Jeez.
All right, Week 4 recap?
Recap, Week 4.
You take us wherever.
All right, we'll start on Thursday.
Yeah.
Your New York Football Giants.
Yes.
Before we talk about them.
Yes. Bring it up.
I need to tell the guys out there. Me and Sean had a text conversation while I was at work.
Yes, we did.
And before, as the game was about to start, I was like, you know what? I picked the Giants.
You picked the Giants.
And he said back, I picked the Giants too, but damn it, stop picking the Giants.
Pissing me off.
And I said, all right, maybe I'll stop picking them next week against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I said, maybe. Because...
But you also said good Manning will show up.
I did. I said
so
good
you got it right.
And the thing is, it's because I run the NFL ticket at my other job that I watch probably the Giants as much as you do in the last 5 years. And
I watch every fucking Giant. Whatever. I know you watch a lot of football.
Yeah. I mean, they're always on TV. Yeah. They're always on one of the screens, so I always know what's going on with the Giants.
Yeah.
And I know this to be true. No matter how good or bad the running game is, or the line is, or the offensive skill position guys are, if good Manning shows up and the defense can keep them under 24, you guys win all the time.
I wouldn't say regardless because I've seen good Manning play behind a shitty offensive line and we lose some of those games.
Okay, fair enough.
The offensive line's the only caveat, but
the majority of the games
good,
when the running game's okay and the O-line's but the defense shows up and good Manning shows up.
Yeah, we usually win. We're the Giants.
Yeah, and the thing is, when this good Manning shows up,
well that was legendary, man.
The Super Bowl Manning, the playoff run MVP Manning, the Old Miss. Next coming of Manning shows up.
Yep.
Then he's unstoppable.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden you see glimpses of both, and I'm going to date myself. I saw videos of Archie. Yeah. I didn't actually see him play.
Oh no!
But the kind of nimbleness of Archie.
Never call Eli nimble.
I know, but when this Eli shows up, when he's throwing 4 touchdown passes down the field, his feet move faster than they look like they're moving. And you know what that means.
There's
nothing
fast about Eli.
He doesn't get sacked and David Tyree catches the ball. He doesn't get sacked and Hakeem Nicks catches the ball.
Legendary.
His feet move him around that pocket faster than his, nimbleness. He's nimble but not fast. How about that?
He's not nimble. He's not fast. He's not an athlete. He's just a really, really good quarterback. So my parents are going out of town in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be watching the house. I'm going to be watching the puppies too.
Okay.
And so we're putting the puppies in the kennel or whatever for a couple of days because I'll have school and we'll calling games and doing podcasts and everything like that. So I'm not going to be able to be home all the time. So we're going to put them in the kennel for a couple days. So we basically gave them a trial run last week, starting Wednesday and then Thursday night. Now, if you remember, Thursday night was not only the Giants game, it was the final game of Derek Jeter's career at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So
Jeez.
we got the puppies last Christmas, and they had been 1 month old when we got them, so they're November. So I was getting upset with my mom for putting them in the kennel as this trial run because I was looking at her and saying, Mom, for as long as my puppies have been with us, they've only known shitty Eli Manning. They've never seen good Eli Manning. So they have no recollection of why I'm such a big Giants fan and why I love Eli to the day I die. They've only seen shitty Eli.
Oh my gosh.
And every touchdown he threw. No, every touchdown he threw, I was looking at my mom. I was like, why are the puppies not with me? They can see the jubilee on my face of Eli throwing touchdowns. And they missed Jeter's walk-off hit. I was like, that's the biggest New York night ever.
You know what? I went silent and started listening to your story very intently because I was like, we've done this for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We've done Aggie Talk for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I know where your stories are going most of the time.
You know where I'm going.
But I had no idea where you were going with that story because they had puppies and vacation.
There was a point, though.
It had Eli and Cheater.
There was a
point. And it had a point. Oh, my gosh.
They've only known shitty Eli.
You are so ridiculous.
And they missed good Eli.
Anyway, I feel like this says more about what's wrong with the Redskins, too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because,
the Giants are not that much better than the Redskins. They're not that many points better than the Redskins.
This game was really probably like 24-14. The Giants would have still won. But, I want to say the fourth quarter and a lot of that end of the
Skins gave up.
The halves, like at the end of each half/game.
Kirk Cousins stopped playing in the second.
Well, when you throw 4 picks or whatever that was.
He stopped giving a shit. So.
But that's what's wrong with Redskins.
They have serious concerns. They have real worries.
When it's not all clicking.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. They have serious concerns. The Giants are really shitty 2-2. I loved that performance on Thursday night, but that was divisional foes, one of them getting the real best of each other.
Yeah.
My thoughts about the Giants have not changed. It gave me a reason to wear my Victor Cruz jersey again because I was embarrassed to wear it for a couple weeks. But
and Victor Cruz did things that game.
I'm limiting my expectations for the Giants right now. And the Redskins, like I said, serious worries.
I saw Giants as an 8-8, 9-7 team anyway. That's the way they play. That's the way they play.
It's going to take a lot to get to that point. I still say 5 or 6.
They get to play the Redskins again.
Yeah, they do. But they'll have to play the Cowboys. Whatever.
Anyway,
it was a fun week for the Giants.
By the way, if the Cowboys continue to pretend they're not the Cowboys and they're like the Pittsburgh Steelers with running backs and stuff, I'm not saying it. But
what do we got? What do we got next? We'll get to the Cowboys.
Packers Bears. I was really impressed with the Packers, but at the same time, really disappointed in Mark Trestman. In the fact that you had a competitive first half, and it seemed like he didn't change his game plan in the second. Like, it was the same game plan, and the Packers changed enough of their defensive scheme to prevent that from happening again happened in the first half. And I don't know, I think
I see what you're saying. Mark Trestman did not change his game plan, but I think something we really have to consider, and this is going to be a very broad thing, but in sports, we tend to ignore injuries. We tend to say, oh, Kobe and Nash missed all of last year for the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers suck, though. They should have still been better. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. Is there a headphone adapter in here?
There should be like 3 in here. There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Right back to that rant.
Yeah.
Because it was good. So, we tend to think, oh, the Lakers had a shitty year last year.
Yeah,
Kobe and Nash didn't play.
Yeah, exactly.
Gasol was hurt. So and that's just one example, but we tend to look at injuries and say, oh, well, next man up or whatever. No. There's a reason you're the next man up. There's a reason you're not as good as Kobe. There's a reason you're not as good as Nash. The Chicago Bears are a perfect example of this.
It only works in short term, not okay, I see. Okay.
Brandon Marshall's not healthy. He's just simply not healthy. Alshon Jeffrey, not 100% healthy right now. Look, you can be Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey and be hobbled and still produce better than most receivers in the game. But for the Bears to operate like the Bears, Brandon Marshall has to be Brandon Marshall, and Alshon Jeffrey has to be Alshon Jeffrey to open up the field so that Matt Forte can be Matt Forte. In that game, Matt Forte was the offense. They had no other form of offense.
They had a crazy running attack in that game in which they racked up 235 yards.
Forte was amazing.
And Cutler still threw for 256.
My point is this, though. You can get mad at Trestman for not changing the game plan.
You can't have Bennett leading you.
There's only so much you can do with a game plan when your go-to guy, and I don't care what anyone says, Brandon Marshall's the go-to guy of the Bears, is hurt. There's only so much you can do.
And you know how everyone out there, that Sean is definitely right, is that in this stat box right here, Brandon Marshall, who was injured, hurt, he was limited.
Yeah.
He caught 2 balls.
Yeah.
One of them was a touchdown. So, case in point right there.
He knows how to do that.
In a normal game, Brandon Marshall would have had 6 more catches.
Yeah.
Probably about 60 more yards, 70 more yards.
He plays well against the Packers,
and maybe 1 more touchdown because Bennett was keeping those safeties away from the outsides because he had 9 catches for 134.
And I think that was the adjustment Trestman made. But when you're adjusting as a downgrade, which Bennett is a downgrade from Marshall, not much, but it's
your 2 leading receivers can't be Bennett and Forte.
You need full throttle for the Bears to be good, and that didn't happen. And when you're going up against Aaron Rodgers, who's playing well, you're gonna fucking lose. You're not winning that game. So I think it had much more to say about the Bears not being healthy. Jared Allen didn't play; he's got pneumonia. So I mean, there's a lot of takeaways you can take from this game. Injuries play a huge part.
Before we move on to the next one,
yeah.
How many touchdowns does Jordan Nelson have this year, at the end of the year?
A lot.
Hold on.
A lot.
You think about that, because I'm going to click on Jordan Nelson here, and we're going to see how many touchdowns he has so far.
I'll say 14.
After 3 games, he has 3. He's averaging 1 a game.
Yeah. I'll say 13 or 14. I'll go 14.
Wow.
Because Jordan Nelson's really good.
So you think he's going to catch at least almost 1 a game?
Yep. Because I think we saw Aaron Rodgers back again. We hadn't seen that yet, so yeah. I love Jordy. I think
there's going to be games where he catches 2.
I know.
Like last week.
I think the Packers are going to make the playoffs, and I think the Bears are going to be very close. I think that's what I learned that this week. I think the Bears are going to be really close, but I think the Packers are going to be close.
Bills and Texans.
Yes. We differed on this game.
We did. I picked the Bills, right?
I picked the Bills out of the Texans.
All I can say about this game is the Texans got a bargain when they signed J.J. Watt. I never thought I would say I would never say I never thought $100 million is a bargain.
Yep.
But after what I saw on Sunday on my TV screen,
you could make a case he's the NFL's MVP right
150, 175.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be upset.
Guaranteed money, 70 sign him for life.
That's how good he is.
In fact, bracelet Jadeveon and Clowney to him, and don't let him leave his side so that he can teach him everything he knows. Did you see that interception return for
amazing. It's J.J. Watt.
I walk away from the TV to go pour someone a beer, right?
Oh, did you miss it? Okay.
I missed the actual pick.
Right.
I was running, I saw, right? Someone goes, whoa, I turn around. And maybe about 5-6 feet away, the other TV, I see a Houston player running, and I'm like, what happened? Is that like a punt return? Like, no, they picked it. And I was like, oh.
That's their
and I
defensive lineman.
squinted, like, from a distance, and I went, that looks like J.J. Watt. And they're like, it is. I'm like, oh my God, what? And they showed the replay, and I'm like, he basically made an athletic play like a linebacker. Like a
He's
safety.
amazing.
You know, like, oh my gosh.
He has a case to be NFL's MVP.
How did Nebraska not win more?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they're...
Because they had like Indomitius Sue and a freshman J.J. Watt, right?
I don't know if they ever played together.
Okay, it was like transition. Like, God, because if they had played together, that would be ridiculous.
I think the Bills made a good decision this week.
I could. Another thing, I can't believe I'm going to say that starting Kyle Orton over anyone is a good decision.
I think it's a good decision.
Because they're on verge, 2-2 in a weak AFC East. All of a sudden we woke up today, and it's a weak AFC East.
And E.J. Manuel has a chance to be good at some point, but he's not now.
But this season and the way things are going is not the time.
They see the opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to wait 1 week before I crown them the favorites in the AFC East because they very well could be.
I know, but
I need to see if Kyle Orton actually retired or not.
Exactly.
Because he was retired.
And really retired.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to see if he retired.
Like I don't want to play anymore. Like that kind of time.
Because I watched Week 17 of the Cowboys last year, and I know what Kyle Orton is.
By the way, I think Texans are in real trouble if they're gonna need a J.J. Watt.
I think the exact opposite.
Pick return for a touchdown.
I think the Bills are actually quietly good, and I think beating them by that was good.
I know that they're quietly good, but I still think, in my view, before this game started, the Texans were better than a 7-point win.
Well,
at home.
Leading us to the next one, I think the Texans are better than Colts. By a lot.
And that's only because the Texans' defense is better than the Colts' defense.
A whole lot better.
But they're only playing each other twice.
Huh?
Like, it's going to literally come down to, can the Texans hold their water against the teams that they should beat, like the Bills, but not get scary wins. They need to beat maybe not 41-17 style, but they needed to beat the Bills, maybe a 38-17.
No,
they beat them 30-17. If they would have beat them 30-17, I feel like I would be on your bandwagon of it's going to be good.
I think the Texans are better than the Colts, and I think the Colts, if they would have won one of those first 2 weeks, I would be saying things differently. But their defense is bad. It's a bad defense. Robert Mathis was that entire defense.
And you know what? Because they're playing the Titans, they got me a win. Yeah. They got me a win in fantasy somewhere.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, Colts and Titans.
Titans suck.
Titans suck.
And we both got that right.
Yeah.
This is the one I was completely wrong about.
Yeah, Ravens, Panthers. What the hell?
2 weeks ago, I said the Panthers might be one of the 3 best teams in football.
Because, I mean, even if you take away the 2 touchdowns scored by Steve Smith, they still got blown out 24-10.
It's still bad. The one thing
Are the Ravens this good?
No. It's the Panthers. The Panthers have stuff to fix.
Are they still riding the emotion of cutting Ray Rice right now?
Whatever emotions they're getting out of that is probably
pull together the team. Let's exit. Let's keep all this noise out.
They could.
We need to insulate because I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, a lot of teams that weren't supposed to make that run, that weren't that good, insulate themselves against the talk outside because it was one thing or another, and just be like us against the world, and then go on like a streak for like 5 or 6 weeks.
Well, the Ravens are 3-1, so I mean they're in a good spot. But I think this was much more about the Panthers. I think it's a lot to do with
Cam Newton. Yeah, he's in like you were saying, hurt. Injury. He's really hurt. He's no longer. He's not Superman. He's Clark Kent.
And I know Cam Newton didn't give up 38 points to the Ravens. But when your defense is on the field
when you're going
that
3 and 4 and out, then you can't sustain drives.
When Cam Newton's healthy, that's a different game.
Yeah.
That's all. But the Ravens could be good.
This game would have been more like the Steelers-Buccaneers game.
A lot more like it.
If Cam Newton's healthier.
So I'm a little wary on the Panthers, but their defense is still good.
So at this point, do we say that Panthers aren't as bad as the score indicated because Cam Newton is injured, and the Ravens are nowhere near as good as the score indicated because, well, they might still be doing some weird insular...
Maybe not nowhere as near, because Justin Forsett actually played well, and that's a strong point. If the Ravens get a running game, then they can be good, but they're not 28 points better than the Panthers.
Stop. Did you hear what you just said?
You played well.
I know. But you just used Justin Forsett in a sentence where a franchise is dependent upon him running well.
I know. What the fuck happened to Bernard Pierce?
I don't know.
Whatever.
But Seattle gave up on Justin Forsett. So I mean,
I
hate Seattle, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm not as worried as the Ravens as I was last week. So
for sure.
We're fine there. And then I got this one wrong. You got this one right.
Now,
I came close.
I know, and as
you know why? Because they have the wrong fucking quarterback.
And as you would tell me week to week when I'm very close, whatever, they lost.
Yeah,
right?
they lost.
And what did I tell you they're going to show us against the Lions? Just how bad they are.
Yeah.
And whether it's because they have the wrong quarterback.
Is good though.
I know. See,
I want them to be good because their defense is good, but Geno Smith is not good.
I know, and you know what?
It's a problem.
Honestly, you know what this tells me more than the Jets sucks. I already knew that. It tells me the Lions have a chance. They're on the cusp of being.
They're on the cusp because
they've won now 2 weeks in a row.
But they haven't proven much.
But I mean, exactly. They really haven't proven much.
I mean, they have the record. They're 3-1, but
the weeks that they prove they can win defensive games, their offense brings everything in question.
Yeah.
The weeks that they prove they can win an offensive game, the defense comes into question.
Because they're the Detroit Lions.
Exactly. But in normal years, they'd be having this kind of games and be 1-3 or 2-2.
True.
This is the first time in a long time I've seen them actually forge over that and be 3-1 after 4.
I want Michael Vick.
You're not going to get him until 2 months.
I know I'm not going to get him, but I want
at least week 6 or 8.
I want Reggie Bush to play like Reggie Bush did this weekend, because if he does, the Lions are going to be good.
Reggie, they used him like the weapon
they used Reggie Bush, and they fucking
won.
won.
The way the Saints used Reggie Bush as well, and USC uses Reggie Bush.
Anyway, I'm taking full credit for this game right here. I'm taking full credit.
Let me guess. I picked the Steelers.
You picked the Steelers. I picked the Tampa Bay fucking Buccaneers.
I can't believe
I did it.
You know what?
I did it.
You know what? I am not giving you any credit.
Just because I knew something crazy was going to happen this week, and I looked at it, I said, you know what? Vincent Jackson still plays for the Bucs. Why not? Mike Glennon, get a little Mike Glennon in there.
Oh, by the way, Mike Glennon, he was my Biotic replacement because I had Peyton Manning.
Did you start him?
I did start him.
There you go.
And I won in that.
Yeah, there you go. Mike Glennon.
And by the way, I saw on the bottom line, right? Top 5 QBR or whatever, and in parentheses next to Mike Glennon, it says started in only 3.2% of all ESPN leagues, and I was like, and I'm one of the 3.2%.
I'm taking full credit. I don't care what kind of credit you give me. I'm taking full credit for
you know what?
Game.
I feel like that's
the Steelers aren't very
I was going to
good.
say this.
They're not very
actually
good.
I mean, if I'm a Steeler fan, I am scared out of my mind right now.
You're waiting for Pitt Panther basketball season. That's what you're waiting for.
Or you're hoping the Pittsburgh Pirates, make a long playoff run.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later. But I say it says more about the Steelers. Buccaneers aren't.
The Buccaneers are terrible. They won that game, so whatever.
Dolphins and Raiders. Raiders suck. They fired something Allen.
You know what's funny about this too? We both picked the Raiders.
I know.
I'm done.
I'm done believing in the Raiders.
I'm done.
Because
I thought weapons.
If any week there was to believe in the Raiders,
it was this week. Bring the weapons.
Yeah.
Darius Moore, do something.
Right?
Darren McFadden, start running.
They went to London early to get acclimated with the time. They practiced.
Did Dennis Allen stay in London? Do we know?
No,
did he come back to Oakland and get fired, or did he stay in London?
No. Not only that. He came back, right?
Yeah.
Went to a meeting on Monday, watched film, did something on Tuesday, and then the Raiders got called. He didn't even get axed in person. He called him.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, man. Tony Sperano?
Tony Sperano's
good luck with that guy.
Yeah.
Jeez. And you know what?
I don't think the Dolphins are very good.
No, me neither.
Because the Ravens just suck. And the Dolphins beat the crap out of them.
And Lamar Smith or whatever. Lamar Miller.
The Dolphins
look like an all-pro running back.
Yeah, he looked really good.
The Raiders should be ashamed of themselves.
The Dolphins have the same record as the Patriots and the Bills.
And the Bill, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like deep down, like you said, I'm going to reserve actually saying it for real, but the best team might reside in New York.
We have to see.
And it might not be the Meadowlands.
We'll see.
Or Jersey or wherever.
They play in Jersey.
It might be in Buffalo.
See. One more week and I'll say what you're saying.
One more week. Orchard Park.
The Jaguars are a joke. The Chargers are pretty good.
And you know what? When you're a team that good going against a joke, this is what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, it was scary for a while when it was.
No, it wasn't.
They had a lead.
Blake Bortles isn't scary.
Hold on, no.
I know they did.
If you're a Charger fan, not any other NFL team fan.
Ask any Charger fan, they were not worried about that.
I had plenty of them watching it at Woodstock.
If they were worried, that's a problem.
It's because they're Charger fans.
Okay, then. True. They are that fan base.
But once they got that 2-touchdown lead back, it was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Do the Jaguars draft Jameis Winston? That's what their season is about. Florida
Why
guy,
would you do that?
Florida guy.
Okay, hold on. The only reason that you would do that is you're Jacksonville Jaguars and you don't want to improve your franchise, and so you basically wasted.
What gives you the impression they've wanted to improve their franchise in the last 4 years?
Okay, good. So I'm glad you said last 4 years. When they first came into the league, they really wanted to be good.
Tommy Coughlin.
Oh man.
Tommy motherfucking Coughlin.
Mark Brunell, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jaguars suck. Chargers are good.
I want to see them again. Yeah. Falcons.
This is the one thing I wanted to bring up during the podcast here. Units. The Falcons' offense is good. They're a good offense. The Falcons' defense is atrocious. It is bad. If there was some way to take units from the National Football League and just trade them so that Matt Ryan's offense could play with, I don't know, the Jets' defense. Put those units together.
Wow.
If there was some way we could fucking do that, because I'm tired of watching the Falcons lose games like this because their defense sucks. Matt Asiata. Fucking Asiata
who I own also in that same league.
ran through the Falcons defense.
Here's my question.
And
I used to think it was because it was indoor-outdoor thing when it came to Falcons on the road and at home, right?
It's not.
And I you know what? You know how they say there's not 100% guaranteed in life and anything, right?
Yeah.
But I thought in my mind, it's indoors. I know it's on the road, but it's still indoors on that fast track. It's like it's the same thing that they have.
You know they didn't play indoors, right?
Minnesota doesn't have an indoor stadium?
No. They built the new one. It's outdoors.
Oh, it is outdoors.
They have a new stadium.
Oh,
and it's
God.
Gorgeous, and it was cold, and it's outdoors.
Okay,
it's sunny.
well, never mind.
Teddy Bridgewater was running under the sun.
Let me take that rant back. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought they were playing the Metrodome still.
Do you think the Vikings are good?
No.
Me neither.
But they're 2-2.
The Falcons' defense sucks.
I thought they'd be 0-4. No offense, Viking fans. I thought they'd be 0-4 by now. And
I'm not ready to say Teddy Bridgewater's good because he played against the Falcons defense, and it's bad. Do you want to save this one for last, or do you want to talk about it right now?
No, let's talk about it right now. You know, Eagles, 49ers.
Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being jump off a cliff. How worried were you?
At halftime?
Yeah.
I was on the edge.
Okay.
Looking.
A 9?
I was for the YouTube fans like.
You were looking down.
If it was a cartoon, I was like doing the Michael Jackson lean all the way parallel, perpendicular to the where I was standing, just staring there, going like, what has happened to our season?
And then you felt like taking Greg Roman and just throwing it.
I don't know if you've seen.
I've watched the videos. You're spot on because Greg Roman sucks.
And I mean,
sucks.
It's rare that a fan perspective is actually spot on to something happening on the field.
Does he know Frank Gore plays for the 49ers
That's
still?
You know what?
Is he aware?
In that second half, when they just fed him the ball and fed him the ball and fed him the ball, and that
shit happens.
And then that cross field pass. Here's the thing. I agree with the media. Every media said this. Every paper said this. When Colin Kaepernick threw across his body. Even Alex Boone said, I went, oh shit. And then I turned around and saw Frank Gore standing there wide open. Same thing in the bar. I was off by that point, sitting on the other side of the bar as a fan, and I was watching, and literally the whole bar, restaurant, when Kaepernick went to his left, we said, throw it away! And then when he turned across his body and threw it to off the camera angle, we went, no! And I yelled, not a pick, not a pick, not a pick! And then the camera widened, and we went, what?
Oh, Frank Gore. Frank Gore. Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't care how many yards he got. I was like, he's going to do something good.
It's Frank Gore.
Remember what I said last week?
Yeah.
He gives you how many? 3-4 runs a year that you're like, wow, what the heck?
You can't waste them.
And you can't waste them?
They didn't waste it.
That was one of those runs.
Yep,
that stiff arm was like he was 20-something.
It's Frank Gore.
Like he was back at University of Miami.
That guy doesn't age.
Boom.
He's just Frank Gore. I don't understand what Greg Roman's doing.
And what I thought was funny was he caught it, kind of slowly trotted for a second to be like, there's no one coming at me. And then he's like, I'm just going to sprint dead on. And then that poor defensive back came running, going, I'm going to push you out of bounds. And he went, boom, no, you're not. I'm getting into the end zone.
Does Greg Roman change the offense and make it Frank Gore's offense?
He
now?
better.
Because if he doesn't, the Niners they're going to miss playoffs.
They're
going to be a bad football.
They're going to be 8-8 if Greg Roman doesn't change his game plan.
Does Harbaugh have the balls to fire him?
Yes.
I don't think he does.
Hold on, but that's not even the question, I don't think.
Okay.
I think the question is, will he let his ego out of the way to fire someone he brought in as an offensive coordinator?
He vouched for Greg Roman.
Exactly. So I don't think he does he have balls enough to fire him. I think he does.
Well, that goes into
will
play.
Will his ego let him fire him? Because I mean,
he should. Because Greg Roman's screwing things up.
What?
You look at the weapons the Niners have right now.
Oh God! You know who I want as offensive coordinator?
Putting 40 points up.
You know who I want as offensive coordinator?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Norv Turner, please come back and offensive coordinate for the 49ers.
I'm calling Brandon when we leave and telling him that you just said that.
Because hey, can I say this? Before Jim Harbaugh got there,
yes,
Alex Smith's best season was when Norv Turner was the offensive coordinator. Okay. Because he can sit up there and see things. He's a horrible coach. He's a horrible head coach.
He's a good coordinator.
He's a great offensive coordinator.
Good coordinator. Not great.
He's great.
All right.
He's still great.
I think he would do good for Kaepernick, but
here's the thing. You know why? You know why? Offense. Because even though he likes to throw, he'd be like, "Oh, I have a Hall of Famer in the backfield that's averaging 5.5 yards a carry, pretty much per touch."
Is Frank Gore a Hall of Fame?
His stats say they are. He is.
We'll get to that when he's done.
But his stats say that he is.
I love Frank. I think he's amazing.
If Curtis Martin is a Hall of Famer, then Frank Gore's a Hall of Famer.
Curtis Martin's like the outlier. Even Hall of Famers are like, who the fuck's Curtis Martin?
I understand that, but once he got in.
Yeah, I know.
Once he got in.
I know. I could see Frank Gore being a Hall of Fame. I think the Eagles should be very concerned about losing that game. They had a chance to do it, and they did not.
You know what I'd be concerned about?
What?
They went into Levi Stadium against a wounded Niner team.
Very wounded.
Very wounded.
Beaten.
They were wounded. We were bleeding. They smelled blood.
A little hostile. Not a good locker room.
And no matter whether it was truth or not.
It was truth.
But how much truth? I don't know. Maybe there's always some truth.
It was a divided locker room.
There's always some truth to every rumor. I always say. So yes, there is some truth. But they had a chance to not only get them out of the rearview mirror for this season, but to basically step on their throat and end that mini little run by basically imploding that team.
It's true.
If that first half,
if the Niners are 1-3,
yeah, or even worse, if they're 1-3 and that first half is mirrored again in the second half, and they get blown away,
talk about a divided locker room.
Heads will be rolling, with Dick Allen or whoever.
But the Eagles didn't do it.
No, but they didn't do it.
That worries me.
And the execution was stayed.
I don't think.
I heard it was Ed Werder on coming in today.
Okay.
And he said, the reports aren't necessarily true about the locker room and Jim Harbaugh. It's Jim Harbaugh and Balky's relationship that is more contentious.
Even worse.
And I said that's even worse because you know what? That means that you don't have to lose the locker room to get fired. No. You just need to just do something wrong that he doesn't like above you, and you're gonna get fired.
The Niners are rough 2-2, but they're 2-2. They're in fighting distance.
And I'm glad they're because here's the thing. 2-2 heading into Alex Smith and the Chiefs coming into town, and the Broncos next, and then the Rams. Yeah. That 3-week stretch would have been a rougher stretch to deal with if you're 1-3.
Yeah.
Because you have to win 2, if not all 3 of those.
The Chiefs game gets easier
now. 2-2, you can lose to the Broncos in the middle of that 3-game stretch and still have a vie for the division and everything.
And I think the Eagles aren't very good. I think they're really, really shitty 3-1.
By the way, what I was saying was, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'd be worried that. Okay, so you went into a place, they're on the road, they were wounded, ready for the kill, and you got out of all of your 3 touchdowns were based on punt return by Sproles,
which was
amazing,
gorgeous punt return,
pick 6, I believe, and a block punt recovered in the end zone for a touchdown,
which was also gorgeous
against a defense that had been getting torched by Romo, Cutler.
Any chance LaShawn McCoy had at winning MVP this year went away in that game.
And I remind you, Stanton and Nick Foles, who's probably better than all 3 of them, couldn't do it.
The Eagles aren't good.
And that worries me if I'm an Eagles fan.
It also...
Because the Cowboys are starting to be really good.
Yeah, it also gives me jubilation if I'm a Cowboys fan.
Because that's a good transition into the next game, the Sunday night game.
Cowboys are good. They're good.
I'm ready to make this statement. I wasn't ready for anything when Seattle lost, but...
Say it.
Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC right now, behind Seattle.
Okay. I can live with it.
I mean, like the other half of me just died having completed that sentence, but
No, they are.
But they are.
If they had Sean Lee, they had DeMarcus Ware.
They had those two.
Fuck.
Oh man,
I'm wearing this jersey.
I know.
I
know. Like,
I loathe
like,
them.
the two of us are probably the least likely duo to be praising
the
Cowboys
bandwagon
ever.
But they're good.
But they're good. And you know why they're good?
DeMarco fucking Murray.
Because like Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator of
figured it out.
The Cowboys went, wait a minute. We have this young stud in the backfield.
We have a young buck.
That can average 180 to 235 a game.
Easy.
On less than 30 carries. Yeah. Let's just give him the ball. And look at this. Tony Romo, yes, he threw 3 touchdowns, right? But in years past, if Tony Romo threw 3 touchdowns and the Cowboys won 38-17, 365 yards, probably like 40 attempts or whatever it is, right? 22 of 29, 262, 3 touchdowns. Murray,
there you have
24 carries, 149, 2 touchdowns. And that's when Tony Romo thrives. That's what he did. What was it, Northern Illinois, Eastern Washington, Eastern Illinois? But that's what got him drafted.
Yep.
He had a power running game at that school, but he threw forever because you can recruit 2 guys that can catch. If you have a power running game and the safeties can't be like, oh my gosh.
I don't want to jump too hard on the Cowboys right now because they are good. But my God, does that Saints defense blow?
Yeah.
If I'm saying the Falcons defense is bad, the Saints defense is worse.
By the way, the Saints are lucky that Cam Newton's injured and the Falcons can't win on the road.
Yeah, because they're still.
And the Buccaneers.
They're still in it, and that's a shame. The Saints have a lot more worries than I thought
they did. The Falcons should be running away with this. Oh no, not even that. The Falcons and the Panthers should be 3-1, 4-0, and being like, let's outdistance ourselves from the Saints as fast as we can.
Cowboys are gonna win the NFC East.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I called it. I'm gonna be right about that.
I think I had them at 10 wins, but I thought the Eagles were better than that. Like, you know what I mean?
They still could be.
Anyway, Monday night.
I got this dead wrong.
I called it, but I thought 20-17, maybe 23-17. You know, like, but
there was something brewing in Kansas City the last 2 nights that I underestimated. And what was going on in Kansas City.
And here's the thing. It's like chicken or the egg kind of thing right here. But Kansas City Chiefs have been recently good the last 2 years, which coincides, I want to say, the last year and a half with the Royals kind of emerging as the new Pirates in the American League kind of thing.
New Pirates.
You know what I mean, though.
I know exactly.
And our fans out there know what I mean.
You said it.
But I want to know what you think. Do you think that resurgent Chiefs fans have inserted a surge of adrenaline into the Royals fan base? Or do you think because the Royals are on the up and coming and everyone knows it, even their opponents kind of know it, that they re-energized the Arrowhead fan base? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a little bit of both. I know that's
hand in hand, kind of a little hand in hand.
I know that's the easy way out, but I honestly think it's a little bit of both because I saw a lot of Royals jerseys and a lot of Royals shirts at the Chiefs game.
Okay.
I saw some Chiefs jerseys and some Chiefs hats at the Royals game. I think it's a little bit of both, and I think it's great. I think it's terrific when sports becomes that big in that back-to-back day span of a playoff game, a Monday Night Football game.
Imagine if you went to both games.
Like, a lot of fun.
You have no voice on Wednesday.
Yeah,
basically.
You're done. You're done.
Now,
Patriots have serious concerns.
I'm going to say this. You know, no, I'm going to say this till we do our preview. Never mind. I'm going to say this anyway. So that was the recap of last week.
Can I end it on just one?
Oh, that's right.
One phrase. Just one small phrase. Tom Brady sucks.
And I'll end it with this. You know, every dynasty's got to end.
Yep.
They always do.
Tom Brady sucks.
Yeah, that was our recap.
Tom Brady could do that.
What was last week's number there?
All right, so we went 7-7. We tied there. The week before that, because we didn't recover it, 11-9. So I'm up 26-21.
All right.
I got you by 5.
All right.
But I think this is going to be a rough week for me. I looked ahead a little bit and looked at the games. I'm going to have a tough time picking this. So.
All right.
Let's do it. What's our Thursday night game?
Thursday night game, Vikings go on the road to the Green Bay Packers.
Oof. Teddy Bridgewater played against a shitty Falcons D. The Packers D hasn't been very good. Matt Asiata's a powerful runner.
It's in Lambeau though.
Packers.
Yeah, I mean
Packers.
you can't discount the Lambeau factor.
If the Packers lose this game,
then they're in trouble and they're not making the playoffs.
They're gonna have real trouble.
Or not. Sorry, not. That's jumping the gun. They're gonna have a very difficult time making the playoffs if they lose one.
That's a good Thursday night game too. Rivalry. I like that one.
And then the day after my birthday on Sunday, because Saturday is my birthday, I'm turning 36.
Jesus Christ,
36. Anyway, Bears, the 2-2 Bears.
I love this game.
Head into the 2-2 Panthers in what I kind of dubbed the Redemption Bowl.
Yeah. Who licks their wounds and comes back and wins this game.
And who basically goes another game behind in the conference and in the division and basically is scrambling for the next 4 or 5 weeks to improve their, playoff potential.
Who you got?
I wish I knew if Cam Newton was healthy or not.
I wish I knew if Brandon Marshall was healthy or not. I wish I knew if Jared Allen was going to play in this game.
I know, right?
I don't think he will.
I think if everyone is healthy, like if both sides, everyone is healthy, including D'Angelo. Is D'Angelo out for the year or is?
We'll see. He's going to be weak.
But if everyone's healthy, all that being said, I think the Bears are a better team all around in the things that they both do: running the ball, defending the run, not turning the ball over, and controlling the 20-yard lines.
Panthers defense, Bears defense.
Jared Allen versus that offensive line, if he's healthy, can dominate for basically all 4 of those guys.
Who are you picking?
But they're not all healthy.
I know. Who are you picking?
I'm picking the Panthers at home.
Is it an early game?
It's an early game. That doesn't make a difference, I know.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate it. 'Cause Brandon Marshall...
Yeah.
It changes
if they're all healthy, I pick the Bears going away because they're just better on offense that way.
Matt Forte is amazing.
Because those 2 guys on the outside will leave basically single coverage for Forte and put Bennett in the middle, and that's at least 3 touchdowns between the 2 of them.
I don't know how
they're not healthy.
I don't know how good Carolina's secondary is.
Which is what I'm saying. But they're not healthy.
You're still taking the Panthers.
But if they're not healthy, we saw what
the Niners did to them in that first half.
And what the Packers, who don't really have that, I mean, they're not that good of DB and
Packers defense is really good. I hate this, DK. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
So we both got. I'm
going Bears. Panthers. Cam Newton isn't healthy. That I know. Brandon Marshall, when not healthy, can still be somewhat a Brandon Marshall. I'm going Bears.
All right.
Bears, you're going Panthers.
I'm not gonna let you.
No, I'm not changing that.
Change your mind on this one.
No.
All right.
I'm not changing it.
This one actually intrigues me. This is I feel like the battle of which way can our season go. Cleveland Browns going to Tennessee to face the Titans. I picked the Browns.
Charlie Whitehurst versus Brian Hoyer. Yeah,
I picked the Browns.
I feel like it's in Tennessee.
It's in Tennessee. I feel like the Browns had the bye week.
There might be some boo birds out in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. There might be some loud boos.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick don't play for them no more, so he can't come in with his Harvard beard and pretend to be good.
Nate Washington is like the Titans' #1 go-to guy.
What are you kidding? Delaney Walker is the Titans' #1 go-to guy. If you said receiver, I'd give you Nate Washington, but you said go-to guy.
Yeah. Cleveland's coming off a bye week.
Yeah. The Titans are just coming off of being Titans.
Yeah. All right, I'll go Browns. No, Titans. I trust that defense. I still trust that defense.
All right.
I'll give them one more week.
When the defense gets the ball back to Charlie Whitehurst, I want you to stare at the TV and go, what did I do?
I'll put one more week on the Titans leash.
The Rams go into slaughter. They go into Philadelphia. I shouldn't say that. Philly hasn't been playing very good. I mean, I picked Philly, obviously, but...
It'll be a slaughter.
The only way...
The Rams are bad.
The only way, and this is the only way the Rams win.
Austin Davis turns into something crazy.
Well, I was going to say, they get the opening kickoff for a touchdown. They get a couple of punt returns for a touchdown.
Crazy things have to happen.
They need to score like 4 or 5 non-offensive touchdowns.
They're not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. The Falcons go on the road... And they go into the Meadowlands.
This will be a telling game.
To face the New York Football Giants. I want you to go first, because I want to hear this. Because based on... Hold on, before you start. Based on what we said after the recap of last week, Falcons bad on the road, bad on the outside, bad in the cold, bad on defense. Yeah.
the Giants are good.
And the Giants have won 2 in a row.
Giants are decent at home. I think I hate this because Julio Jones is going to
I knew you had something.
Shit out of the Giants.
I knew you had something to say.
I feel like Steven Jackson just decides to be Steven Jackson again this week.
Really?
I think Devontae Freeman.
They lost to the
comes up big.
Vikings last week.
I know they did, but
Matt Asiata scored 3 touchdowns.
I hate this matchup, TK. I'm gonna go because I know you're gonna pick the Giants.
Of course I am.
I'll pick the
Because Jennings is going to score 2 touchdowns. Eli Mann's going to get 3 or 4.
I'll pick the Giants. I'll hesitate, but I'll pick the Giants.
Victor Cruz is going to run wild over around that secondary.
No, it's going to be Ruben Randall if anyone gets going.
But that's why
They're gonna double cover Victor Cruz.
I didn't say he's going to get many yards. I'm just kidding. He's going to be running wild.
Run wild.
And they're going to be following him, doubling him, and then Ruben Randall's just going to cut across the other side, get single coverage.
I hate that pick because the Falcons play us well. Although, no, I'm going to go Giants, and I'm going to say it's because of this. Because the Giants shut out the Falcons in a playoff game at the Meadowlands not long ago.
Yeah.
So, Giants.
I say good Eli shows up, but I mean not as good as last good Eli, but it's like
that was MVP Eli.
But 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Eli shows up.
I think he throws a pick.
1 pick, then if you're gonna say he throws a pick, I kind of see 1 pick.
Rashad Jennings will win the game.
196, 2-1, and then Rashad Jennings gets 2 touchdowns, probably 140 yards.
We'll see. This next game, I don't.
Buccaneers on the road to the Saints. The Saints win. Saints win. Hands down. They're like the Falcons. They're a different team they're a different team at home.
I don't think it's hands down.
45-10.
They're not going to beat the shit out of them.
45. They beat the shit out of him.
No.
They beat that shit out of him so much that there's no more shit left in him for them to beat out.
That's terrible. This is the game.
Yes.
The Texas Bowl.
Like, who knew? Hold on.
Texas Bowl.
I knew this was going to be a good game at the beginning of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who knew that this is the marquee matchup of the morning?
It's a great game.
I mean,
it's a great game.
Right? Marquee matchup of the morning, right?
If Bears-Panthers was healthy, then it would be marquee. But I was
going to say if Falcons-Giants had a better record, it'd be marquee.
I'm going first.
Okay.
Texans.
Ooh.
You know why?
Why?
Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson goes for 160, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins gets his, they're going to switch roles.
They get his 80 yards, 1 touchdown.
Andre Johnson's going deep. DeAndre Hopkins is going to stay intermediate routes. And I think Arian Foster runs for 2 touchdowns. I think Romo puts up a good fight. I think Murray finally stays below 100 yards.
Wow.
I think J.J. Watt's a difference maker in this game. I'm taking the Texans. And you know how high I am on the Cowboys.
You're under 100 yards. He's averaging over 120, right?
I did.
Okay.
I said what I said.
All right.
I'm going Texans.
Over 1. So they're going to keep him 40 yards. Yeah. 30 to 40 yards under his average.
You know how high I am on the Cowboys.
All right.
I'm taking the Texans. Are you taking Cowboys?
And you're discounting the Ryan Fitzpatrick factor?
I actually think he'll be an X factor in this game.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah. Who are you taking?
I don't know.
That's pressure right there. Put the pressure on.
No, I don't. You know what? I really don't know because I know a couple of years back or whatever it was when not a couple of years back, I guess now, but when they first came into the league, they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, and that was like the biggest deal.
That was the biggest deal in the world.
They hung their hat on that for
years. For years. And now they come back.
And it's a legit
matchup. And one could say that they're the favorites, even though the line
they have the best player on the field.
Even though the line gives the Cowboys 6 points, which means nothing because home field is 3.
I don't look at the line.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm saying the wise guys. Yeah. It's not that sure of a deal for them because if they really thought they were favorites, they would say 7.5.
This is a toss-up.
It is. It's a pick'em game.
I'm just saying the Texans are going to win.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I believe the Cowboys have finally turned that corner they've been trying to turn for 10 years. And I think this is a Super Bowl capable of winning a Super Bowl team.
I said that before the year. It's not that crazy.
I feel like I have dementia right now when I'm saying this, but
no.
It's just like...
They're good. They have weapons.
They've realized what they need to do, and they're actually doing it. And Jerry Jones is staying out of the way right now.
Mm-hmm.
And... instead of getting Manziel, they've drafted 3 offensive linemen in the last 3 years, and their identity is basically back to that ground and pound 90s team. And,
is DeMarco Murray better than Emmitt Smith?
No. How many years has he played? 2, right?
Well, like 1 healthy one, if you add it all up. I am one of DeMarco Murray's biggest.
If the Cowboys can run this offense for 10 years and DeMarco Murray can play like that for 10 years,
well then I'll ask you in 8 years.
I'm saying then he'll be better than Emmitt Smith in the way that Kershaw will be better than Koufax in his career.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the day and age.
Longevity.
Longevity.
Okay.
But for now, no. That's absurd.
You're going Cowboys?
I'm going Cowboys.
All right.
In a close one.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to do it. Where I think everything plays to form and Romo wins it at the end.
I think we walk away from this week saying, man, why are we sleeping on Andre Johnson?
You know what? I agree with that statement, but I still don't think they win.
I wish Andre Johnson played in had a better quarterback. If the Texans if they lose like maybe, I don't know, 3 in a row, could we see Andre Johnson get traded to the Patriots? Why not?
Get out of my mind! Because I was literally about to say, you mean like if he played for the Patriots and Tom Brady?
Not?
Like,
why not? It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing for the Bucks. I think if the Bucks lose to the Saints, why don't the Patriots call for Vincent Jackson? Why don't they make a call? Get Tom Brady some help.
But see, here's the only problem.
Why not?
I mean, like it's a right now solution.
Yeah.
But it's not a solution for the long term. No.
I don't think they're worried long term.
I know.
I think they're worried. Oh shit, Tom Brady and Belichick are gonna leave in a couple of years. We need to win.
For sure. Okay. And then I can't believe the NFL's doing this again. There's so many freaking morning games.
So many early games. Bills Lions. I'm so tempted to take the Bills, but I have to see Kyle Orton play again before I take him.
You know what? This is such a perfect matchup for him too.
Yeah.
Because I know the Lions have played like really good defense last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they give up, especially the guys like Kyle Orton, who you're like, no way is he gonna do well. I can't do it.
I'll ask you this:
I gotta pick the Lions because of the same reason.
If EJ Manuel was playing in this game, would you take the Bills? Because I think I would.
I would.
But I need to see Kyle Orton do it.
Because I think with all the turmoil that EJ Manuel went, if they would have let him start this game, we would have saw him somehow do 320, 3 touchdowns. You know, Stevie Watkins. Yeah, Lions. Watkins would have just gone off. Yeah. The running game would have combined for, whatever.
And we would have been
like 41-14, like the Chiefs. Oh my God, what's going on?
But like we said earlier, I think the move to Kyle Orton's a plus.
It is. It's a plus.
It's a good move.
But I just can't pick him over a team like the Lions, especially at home.
But I will say this: if I see Kyle Orton, like I think I'm going to see Kyle Orton,
I might be picking the Bills.
Will be the favorites.
I might be picking the Bills. Exactly.
This is going to be a very telling game.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
This is the who are we now game.
Who are we now?
For both teams, really.
Yeah.
Because if the Lions lose to the Bills in a tough defensive struggle, then the last 2 weeks don't matter. Because
they're going to matter a lot less. I think they'll matter. But they're going to matter a lot less.
It'll be less significant down the stretch, actually. Yeah.
Ravens, Colts. I don't like this matchup at all.
I feel like
the Colts just beat the shit out of 2 bad football teams. And
the Ravens just improved to 3-1, basically because Steve Smith Sr. is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like,
defense
you know
bad,
what this is? This is like the battle of the frauds. Like, who's the bigger fraud?
You're right. Who is it? Who's the bigger fraud? Who loses this
I think
game?
the Ravens' defense is the bigger fraud. Because the Colts are playing at home, and that defense plays better at home.
Well, it's because the Colts' defense isn't a fraud. We know they're shitty.
Exactly. And they know they're shitty. And they know that if they can keep the points within 28, they got a chance. And I don't think the Ravens can score that many points again this week.
Like I said, the Colts beat 2 shitty teams, but Andrew Luck has been playing out of his mind.
And at home field,
back-to-back 4 touchdown
home field matters. In this matchup, I pick the Colts.
You're taking the Colts?
Yeah.
I'm going Ravens.
I feel like in your mind, like we've agreed too much.
No, I think Steve Smith continues.
So
I think Torrey Smith gets going.
I feel like this last morning game, I'm going to call it.
What is this one?
The unseemingly but seemingly very interesting game of the week.
Steelers-Jags?
Because the Jags could get their first win.
You could be interested all you want. I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in the actual game. I hate. I'm not going to even watch. I feel like I'm not going to really watch it.
Are you saying the Jags win this game?
Steelers
do
win.
it. No,
Steelers
do
win.
it. Do it. Say the Jags
Steelers have to win. Steelers win.
They have to win, but will they win?
No. Yes. Wow. They do win.
All right.
I feel like.
All right.
I feel like though when the Jaguars win, I'm gonna be like, damn it.
You're gonna be bummed.
But it's like I can't pick them.
You can't pick them.
I can't say that a team that's led by Blake Bortles and Toby Gerhart and Hearns and Cecil Shorts III is gonna beat even a 95-year-old Steelers defense the way they're playing because it's the Jags.
Hey, James Harrison is back though.
That's why I said 95.
Uh,
Afternoon games. Cardinals go into Mile High.
This is gonna be a good game.
And they play the Broncos.
I'm excited for the late games.
Me too. And I'm always excited for the late games. I feel like the NFL does that. They're like,
they usually give us one really good late game.
We got two. We have all three.
We've got two really good ones, and
then one intriguing storyline.
Yeah.
You're talking about the storyline is the Jets and the Chiefs and the Niners, right?
No.
Because that's gonna be a good one.
No, it's not. Stop.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a good one.
We'll get to it. Cardinals or Broncos? I'm going Broncos without a doubt. I don't even think there's no doubt in my mind that Peyton Manning will win this football game.
Oh yeah, okay.
After a bye week,
I go Broncos too. I'm just wondering whether or not which Cardinals team is going to show up. The team that.
Well, who's their quarterback?
That's true.
Because Carson Palmer says he's going to play.
And I wouldn't start Carson Palmer.
I wouldn't do it either.
I would. You know what I would pull? I would pull the Bill Belichick, Drew Bledsoe card and be like, "Sorry, buddy, you've lost your job."
I wish the Cardinals were 0-3 because I'd like to see Larry Fitzgerald play for a different team. I wish they would trade him. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
They're going to be 3-1.
Larry Fitzgerald. The only way they trade Larry Fitzgerald is they do it without his consent.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to leave Arizona.
Ever.
I think Peyton throws for 5 touchdowns.
I feel like that's being conservative, but yes, I kind of agree. I think it's hands down going away.
Yeah.
I
think we see the real Cardinals. They're not.
I was going to say, for the sake of me being me like a team from the NFC West, I would like them even if they lose. I want them to lose, right? But I would really like to see them put up a good fight. But I know but the NFL fan in me knows that's not going to happen because the real Cardinals are the Cardinals that were down by all these points in the first half of all these games that they happened to come back and win because the other team basically collapsed on the stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think the Broncos collapsed anything on the stretch. In fact, they're the opposite of those other three teams. They, when the chips were down, they forced overtime in Seattle. They're
a good football team. I still think the Broncos are the best AFC team, without a doubt. I think Houston has a claim, but I think the Broncos.
The gap is bigger than Houston wants to admit.
Yeah, and we'll see the Bengals again this week, but I think the Broncos are the best AFC team.
Chiefs Niners.
Pick it, because I know who I'm picking. Could be a good football game. Niall Davis. They got Dwayne Bowe going. Kelsey's seems to be a real thing.
Okay.
Tom Ali's still out there.
I'm never going to do this ever again for the rest of the year.
Uh-oh.
But will you allow me to do this just this once?
What am I allowing you to do?
Give you 2 answers.
Yes, you can give me 2 answers. I'm only counting one, though.
Whichever one's right. Exactly, right? If...
You're going to give me an if, and then they win, and then an if they win. Okay?
If Frank Gore touches the ball 20 to 25 times...
The Niners win.
Niners win.
Yeah, I agree.
If he doesn't, Alex Smith is good enough where the Niners lose.
I agree. So
and that's what I pick. I can't... I can't...
Here's my... Here's my question to you, and this is what I'm going to write down as your pick. Does Greg Roman pull his head out of his ass this week? That's my question. Your answer to this question will count as your pick for this game, because I know what you're saying. Does he pull his head out of his ass? And this body language is telling me no.
Let me give you the other 2 picks, and let me think about that question, because I really need to think about that question.
Okay. Jets Chargers.
I picked the Chargers.
You're picking the Chargers?
Yeah, and I'm picking the Chargers, and I'm saying in this game we see that the Jets are even worse than we thought they were.
No, they're not. They're not. They're still good. Their defense is still good. It's that goddamn quarterback.
I know, but I think that the defense is just going to be too tired in this game to rise up to the occasion at this point, and I think the Chargers drop another 28, 35 points on the board again this week.
You know what? It's out in the sun. Get Geno some sunlight. Get him away from the Jets fans. I'm going Jets. Yeah.
I'm going Chargers.
I'm going to talk myself into that come Sunday. I'm going to talk myself, wow, I really made a good pick with the Jets, but I'm going Jets, man. Sunday night. Which one's this? This is...
Bengals head into New England, Foxborough.
You know who I got.
I'm actually picking the Patriots.
You're crazy.
Because the Patriots, they're not good. They're clearly not good. They're not the favorites in the East.
But you're trusting that Belichick and Brady are so embarrassed that they don't allow anything like that to happen again. They go into work this week, come back, prove themselves against a really good AFC team, and get back on track.
No, I don't even think they get back on track. I just think
if they win this game, they're back on track.
I think they win, but then their season still does this. You know, but I feel like this could be the one happy moment in the year where it kind of quells that like is Tom Brady done rumor until the end of the year.
I would like to see Stephen Ridley and Gio Bernard be the stars of this game. They go back.
You know what?
I
agree.
Like
I agree. By the way,
yeah.
I need Belichick to think like I'm trying to tell Greg Roman to think if I'm a Patriots fan.
Okay,
run the ball,
run the ball.
Run the ball enough.
Use Ridley.
Well, run the ball enough where people can't just be like, I'm going to tee off on Tom Brady because I know you're not running the ball. You know what I mean? And you don't have good enough receivers other than Julian Edelman. So if we team 1.5 him and put the strong safety on Gronk, no one else is going to beat us. You know
who tees off on Tom Brady better than anyone?
Jeez.
Justin Tuck, Matthias
Kiwanuka. I know.
Dave Tollefson. I'm going Bengals. I think the Bengals are. I think they proved it the last time they played because they had a bye week. I think they're good, and I think Andy Dalton might be quietly shutting up all the critics.
I think Greg Roman is smart enough to know that Alex Smith is coming into town. And he has to run the ball so that the controversy between why we let Alex Smith go to the ceiling of Kaepernick does not exist when the Chiefs win.
Niners.
So he runs the ball 25 to 30 times and then we win. Niners win.
I'm going Chiefs. I think he doesn't. I think Greg
like
Roman's a fucking idiot. I don't think he runs with Frank Gore. I think the Chiefs win. I think they use this momentum that they brought from Monday Night Football. I think Niall Davis.
I think it's a close game. It's a close game.
And I think Dwayne Bowe has a big one.
By the way, if the Chiefs win,
yeah,
then it's no longer going to be about can Colin Kaepernick make good decisions? Is Greg Roman running the ball? Why not? This and the other. If they leave Levi 3-2 after beating the Patriots on the road and then the Niners on the road, the new narrative, I swear, I don't know if this will be true. I haven't heard it anywhere, but I really believe the new narrative is going to be.
Did we fuck up getting rid of Alex Smith?
So did the Niners lose in giving up Alex Smith because he can run an offense where they can run the ball 25 to 30 times. They don't need to get receivers like Stevie Johnson and all these weapons. And Greg Roman wouldn't be misusing a potential Hall of Fame running back that's backed up by a legitimate replacement to his job.
Yeah. I think we'll hear that. I think we'll hear that talk next.
But I don't think we hear that because I think the Niners win because Frank Gore gets fed.
All right, we're not going to talk much about Monday Night Football because it's going to be...
Redskins win.
Say it one more time.
Redskins win.
Really? Seattle coming off a bye week. They're rested. Russell Wilson's going to get back in the groove of things playing against a defense that just gave up 5 touchdowns to Eli Manning.
Playing at home.
You're going the Redskins.
They're playing at home, and the running game's going to show up for the Redskins.
This is the first time you've actually shocked me picking anything. I can't believe it. All right. All right.
And by the way,
you're going Redskins. Okay.
That's just a feel. It's just a feel.
Yeah.
But this. By the way, this is my caveat to you. I'm still picking the Redskins, but.
No, I know. I have it written down.
If Seattle goes in and wins the way I said I wanted to win against San Diego, and I was going to come in and declare that everyone. That's not the same situation here. You know that, right?
Chargers.
Yeah. That's okay. Good. I'm just saying, if Seattle does end up winning and end up winning big, whatever, I don't want you to come in here and be like next week, be like, all right, DK, you ready to declare the?
No, it's not that kind of game, but it's the kind of game where the Seattle Seahawks win. Or not fucking whatever. You can pick the Redskins. Have fun.
17-14, 21-17 kind of game.
Baseball.
Baseball. We're gonna end with baseball.
I got 26 minutes.
Perfect.
And it's like a 10-minute walk to the thing. So. You're picking the Red League. You're fucking crazy. Picking the Redskins. What are you doing? So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 games we disagree on. So this could change things. This could change the rank. I'm up 5. I'm up 5 in the rankings.
Could even it out a little bit.
All right. You want to recap A's Royals real quick?
First, okay. So The fast way to do this is the A's blew a lead. Royals won dramatically.
Very dramatically.
But that does nothing of justice to the game that I saw from about the 4th or 5th inning.
And I missed the first 7 innings.
I listened to the first 3 innings at home before I went to Aggie Talk.
Okay.
I saw on the computer the last 3 or 4 innings on Aggie Talk.
Game track.
And then when I went on to my friend Mike's house to record my YouTube videos,
you got to watch
I watched the last 5 innings from the 8th inning on. Basically.
I watched from the 8th inning on.
So I guess either hearing or seeing, I basically saw the whole thing.
Basically, that was the game.
And
Johnny Lester.
Here's my recap, literally, of, I felt like it was 3 games. Lester being in and dominant. They were up 7-2, 7-3, right around there.
7-3.
He left, I feel like, 2 batters too late. Because if you're going to pull him after the second batter, you should pull him after the first.
Yeah.
If you're not going to pull him after the first batter, you should let him get through that. Because it's John Lester and he's led you there. And I said this on air at Aggie Talk when it was 7-5 or 7-4. I said, I hope they better leave Lester as long until his arm falls off because I wouldn't trust the A's bullpen as far as I can throw them. Greg Wong said, no, Dooley was off of injury, he's back. And I'm like, all right, I don't trust him either.
Why would you listen to anything Greg Wong says
about baseball? Exactly, but what I'm saying is, my A's buddies on Facebook summed it up perfectly at the end.
Uh-oh.
This game is a microcosm of the A's season.
Absolutely.
Because for the first 7 to 8 innings, they were a dominant. Well, first 6 innings, they were dominant. They were having their way. They were showing Kansas City, the rest of the American League, and Major League Baseball. Hey, we might have clinched on the last day. We might have fallen out of the top spot after a month and a half. But don't forget, this is what we can be.
Yep.
Brandon Moss, 2 home runs, 5 RBI, running around the bases, doing everything well.
Crazy.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
The Royals' magic happened.
They realized they couldn't throw out anyone.
7 stolen bases. Ties a postseason record.
That I don't think Derek Norris should ever play catcher again.
Well, you can blame Giovanni Soto for being old and hurting his thumb on a tag.
Here's the thing,
He hurt his thumb on a tag, Sean.
I know. I don't necessarily think it's Derek Norris's fault, but if a team is stealing 7 times on you, and one of them being third base, when you did not have the runner get a good jump, you shouldn't play catcher anymore. It's not your position.
They should have just tried Stephen Vogt and put him back at first or something.
Or the pitcher should have thrown over more. I mean, there are ways to control a running game.
Hold it. Don't go so quickly.
No team should ever steal 7 bases. I know the Royals are fast. And I know they're very good at it, and they're very well practiced at it. They should not steal 7 bases. I mean, that's insane.
But anyway, they were up 7-3. Late in the game, they tie it at 7 in the 9th by getting on base. I think it was a double, stole third, and then they scored in a wild pitch or something like that.
No,
right?
Aoki hit the
sacrifice fly.
Yeah.
And
Which was nearly a home run.
And they tied it at 7. Now, it stays 7 all the way until the 12th inning. And at the top of the 12th, the A's, they basically kind of like pick themselves off the mat. They score another run to make it 8-7. And at this point, I thought, okay.
Magic's over. A's have got it.
You almost imploded. Yeah. You almost collapsed all the way.
Yep.
But you salvaged your season. You've got it. No worries. All you need is 3 outs now. 3 outs.
Couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. Not only couldn't you do it, but you couldn't do it in the most dramatic, let the crowd back in the game possible. You get 1 out, and then you let Billy. I don't even know why you threw Billy Butler a fastball or any ball in by his letters, up and away. That's his power stroke, no matter what. He has only 9 home runs. You attack the middle of his body low, make him swing over it, and he hits this amazing, almost home run, but triple. When's the last time you saw Billy Butler ever hit triple, by the way?
It wasn't Billy Butler, it was Eric Hosmer.
What are you doing pitching Hosmer like that?
I think Hosmer's like Superman after last night.
Look at that. He beat that throw. Yeah. We're watching the replay right now on the computer. He beat that throw by a mile. Like, the only chance they had was him sliding off the bag.
Yeah. Hosmer was the one who hit the triple, which was insane.
And I mean, he was a foot away from hitting home run.
He honestly could have ran home, too. If he was chugging it out of the boxes, he thought it was a home run.
Yeah, but I think
ran home.
I think for that...
They made the safe play.
In the vacuum of the moment, getting a triple, firing up the crowd, having that 1 out.
And then they had the chopper. Hosmer came home.
I mean, I thought the A's were going to win, too, because Alberto Callaspo got the go-ahead run. Anyway, sorry.
I think the Royals just used magic last
Yeah.
night. I mean, they're a good team, but they used magic.
And I think they used it all up because I think they lose to the Angels in 4, 3-1.
I
think they get one game in Kansas City, but
And just to end on the A's, all of this talk about Billy Beane being a genius. And
Did you hear Aggie talk yesterday?
I listened to you guys' final thoughts. That's like the only part I got to. Did you rip him to shreds?
No, that's what I told him. If they lose this game, I would fire Billy Beane.
I tweeted at
and or Melvin, one or the other or both.
I tweeted at 1:00 right before I got super busy yesterday. I tweeted that if the A's lose this game, the Lester Cespedes trade was a huge loss, and Billy Beane is a failure.
Did you hear the rumor already?
What? That Lester's going back to Boston?
No, not even that.
Because
I saw a rumor at Bleacher Report that updates me that there's a rumor that he's going to either trade Samardzija or Donaldson in the offseason now.
I wouldn't trade Donaldson. I'd trade Samardzija.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to fire that guy. He's basically ruining the franchise now.
He's also admitting that he fucked up, which he did. He's a failure. The A's are a failure. I said that. We talked about this on the podcast not long ago.
A failure.
If the A's didn't win the World Series this year,
it
was a failure.
Yes, that's right. I agree.
This is a
because they went all in. Yeah. They went all in. And they got rid of the one guy that the Angels feared the most, Cespedes. That's pretty much it.
They lost, and it's a failure. I agree about the Royals. I think the Angels are going to beat them. I think the Angels are good.
Yeah.
But the Royals still have a chance.
They have a chance.
Because James Shields can do things.
If
they realize Ventura can throw.
Had they switched to the Tigers and say like they were facing the Orioles, I'd say the Royals have a better chance because Shields can pitch twice.
Yeah, I would say that's a better chance.
Shields only gets to pitch once against the Angels, which is why I say they win one game. I think Shields wins that one game.
It worries me though that Hosmer was that good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Royals are going to win that series, but they have a chance.
Baltimore, Detroit.
I wish Baltimore was healthy.
I picked Baltimore in 5.
You think Baltimore's going to win?
Because they have home field. It's going to matter.
They hit home runs. I know that for a fact. They hit home runs.
Everybody else on the Aggie Talk panel picked Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore. They hit home runs. Detroit was built for a playoff series.
Yeah.
Though their pitching is built for a playoff series. Victor Martinez.
But the Orioles
should have been an MVP.
But the Orioles were built for home playoff series.
They were.
And they have home field advantage.
Those fans are going to be loud.
Nuts. And I feel like when it comes down to playoffs, it comes with a manager, and I trust Buck Showalter every day of the week.
You're going Baltimore?
Over Austin, yeah.
Baltimore in 5?
In 5.
Game 5 would be in Baltimore,
yeah.
right? I'll go Baltimore.
Tillman pitches twice.
I'll go Baltimore in 5.
All right,
I don't feel great about that because it's Detroit, but I'll go Baltimore in 5.
And then we'll talk about the ALCS next week.
Yeah.
Giants Pirates. You go first. I have more invested in it.
I think it's very simple for me. Anyone who's been watching this podcast for as long as they have, I'm very critical of the San Francisco Giants. Very critical.
More critical than any non-Dodger fan I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I know they're good, but I'm very critical of them. I think they have a 98% chance of winning this game.
And because his name is Madison Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner is leagues beyond what Edinson Volquez is. And I have always been a huge Edinson Volquez fan. I don't know why he hasn't been on playoff teams more. He's kind of been tossed around. San Diego had him for a while. Florida had him.
He has this I don't know where it came from, but he has this wrongfully labeled stigma that he's bad in the clubhouse, he's sulky, he's not a leader.
I'm sure there's some truth to that, though.
There's always some truth to that.
There's always truth to some rumor.
But I feel like either when he was in Cincinnati or... Did he start in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I think it might have been when he left Cincinnati, the media and the press were saying that good to get rid of him because now we can have a more, non-toxic, blah, blah. That's an easy way to blame someone,
I just think Bumgarner is so much better than him. And I think the Pirates at home are a monster.
Where's the offense coming from for the Giants, though?
Pence.
You think Pence?
I think Pence has another huge game.
You think Pence basically just channeling that speech he made to the fans?
I think he carries them. And if, I will say this, I know it's a very simple thing, it's going to be a talking head kind of thing. If the Giants have any plans of winning the World Series, Pablo Sandoval has to show up. He has to be a part of this.
He has to be Kung Fu Panda, not Pablo Sandoval.
Panda.
Yeah.
Because without him, Pence and Posey are not good enough to carry this team. Brandon Belt's not Brandon Belt anymore. He's not the Brandon Belt from the first 3 weeks of the season.
Nope, that's concussions right there.
They need Pablo. They need the Panda. Because Scooter O ain't coming up. He's not showing up. Pagan's gone. Yep. They don't have him.
Mike Morse isn't even on the roster.
Mike Morse isn't around. They're going to need the offense. It's going to come from Pence. You know how much I love Posey, but they need the Panda. I think they'll worry about that once they get past this game because I think they'll do just enough to win this game, which is a shame because I love Andrew McCutcheon. He's one of my favorite players, honestly, ever. But I think Bumgarner's it's Mad Bum. You trust him. You trust your ace in this situation, and that's what he is. So I'm going Giants. It's gonna be a rough one though. It's gonna be a very rough game.
You know, as long as you've known me on Aggie Talk and KDVS Sports, I'm probably the biggest, when it comes to playoff time, proponent of praising the Giants that any Dodger fan you've probably ever known.
Absolutely.
And I like to say that when it comes to being on air and being doing the podcast and all the predictions and stuff, I like to think that I put my fandom aside most times, not all the time, but most times.
I can vouch for that.
And picking the level-headed situation. The Dodger fan in me says, not only do I want the Pirates to win, I want them to beat the Giants in the way that the Royals beat the A's, in which the Giants think that they have won like 3 different times, and then just crushing loss.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I feel like if they do win, that is how it's going to happen. But I think Bruce Bochy is going to let Mad Bum pitch until his arm literally falls off. And by that I mean, the way he pitches, he can easily throw 115, 125.
Do you think he'll need to throw that many pitches, though? I think he'll go 7 easy. I think he'll be at like 78 pitches through 7 innings.
I think he gets out of some trouble early, settles down late, and gets out of more trouble like the last two. Like last two might be kind of emotional for the Pirates, so that they're gonna kind of get on it more. But that middle 5, he's gonna show why if Clayton Kershaw didn't exist, he would definitely probably win the Cy Young.
Wainwright.
This Giants would have won the West going away.
NL Cy Young is a lot tougher than the American League Cy Young. Are you taking the Giants?
I'm picking the Giants.
Okay. Who do they play? They play the Cardinals next series?
They play the Nationals next year. Yeah.
Nationals. Nats.
I say Nats in 6, 4-2.
I say Nats in. Oh God, am I gonna do it? Nats in 4.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I feel like the numbers, like what we just both said, should have come out of each other's mouths.
Yep. Nats in 4.
I just see the Giants winning at least 2 games, just because as much as I hate the Giants, like that's what they do in playoffs. They keep winning a game or 2 here and there, and if you lose the one you're supposed to win, then all of a sudden it's 3-3, and you're forced to game 7 kind of thing.
Game 7.
Dodgers Cardinals.
Dodgers in 5. No. How would Kershaw and Greinke pitch twice? 6?
7.
No, not 7.
It would be 7.
Are they going? Dodgers going 4-man rotation?
It'd be in 5. It'd be a 5-game series if they pitch twice.
They're going Greinke, Kershaw, Ryu.
And then
because Beckett's gone.
And then Heron in game 4 if they're winning, and if they're losing, they're probably going to go.
Yeah, they'll throw Kershaw in short rest. Yeah. Dodgers in 5. Cardinals aren't winning this series.
And hold on.
They're not good enough.
I'm going to shock you again. Dodgers in 3. They sweep them. I say Kershaw outduels Wainwright in game 1, and then they don't have any answers for anybody else.
Okay. I think the Dodgers are really good. I cannot wait to see Dodgers Nationals.
I'm just saying I'm going to shock you because I told you that once the playoffs started and things were settled in, that I would kind of come back off that ledge of like,
So we got Angels, Orioles, and Dodgers Nationals.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That is. And so basically it's going to be either Beltway or Freeway or just cross country either way.
Cross. I would love a cross. I would love Orioles. No, I'm going to take that back. Orioles Nationals would be so much fun.
I'm gonna say, just like you, I'm a greedy bastard from Southern California.
Yeah.
Like if the Dodgers Angels made it to the World Series, I would instantly the moment that one, like the second team clinched,
would you try and go?
I'd get on the phone and be with my dad, like, Dad, I need three tickets. Like me, my brother, like let's go. We need to go one of these games. I don't care which stadium, doesn't matter. I'm wearing Dodger gear no matter where it goes. Yep. I already have it in the works, by the way. I have a friend down south who's a Dodger fan who refuses to ever go to Dodger Stadium. Just he has his own politics, about it, and he's steadfast in it. And he said the only time he'd ever go is if the Dodgers and Angels ever played at Angel Stadium.
There you go.
And he said, what better time to go watch a World Series and my Dodgers, but it has to be at Angel Stadium. I said, hey, You get tickets. I don't care how much they cost. I will give you rent money for those tickets if that comes down to it.
I'm still pissed I didn't try and go to Rangers Kings Stanley Cup final down in LA. I'm still pissed I didn't do that. Oh well.
So anyway, that does it for our podcast this week. We went over the NFL. We gave you our picks.
Yes.
We said
DK picked the Redskins.
I did pick the Redskins. Could happen.
Just gonna throw that out there again.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if they win, I'm gonna look like such an asshole. God damn it.
But hey, by the way, you know how I said I'm not gonna declare anything if the Seattle Seahawks win?
Yeah, what are you gonna declare?
If they lose a horrible game, like they can lose a close one, that's fine. They lose by more than 10 points.
That's just not gonna happen.
I know, but if they do,
then
will you come in? Will you come in and be like they're not as good as everyone thinks they are, and they have come back to the pack?
Yeah.
All right.
That's not gonna happen.
Anyway, we will see you next time here in the basement. For my partner in crime, Sean Steimel, I am David DK Kim. They call me the Heckler. You can hear us Tuesdays on Aggie Talk. You can catch Sean calling men's soccer on KDVS. Is it KDVS
No,
or is it
on
UCDavisAggies.com? You can catch me calling any myriad of women's sports here at Davis. Volleyball, softball, lacrosse. I don't know if I was like, I don't know if I have time, but maybe some soccer, who knows.
Maybe doing some men's stuff too.
But yeah, I was gonna say I'm doing baseball too and things like that. But I have also a podcast with him, of course, every Wednesday. YouTube videos and whatnot. So hey, plenty of chances to hear us.
We're fucking busy.
Exactly. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Same basement time, same basement channel. Bye.